is 6 to 8 weeks to hear from them. But if they read those pages and they don't want to go on, I very quickly get I don't think this is going to be right for my list. Yeah, I couldn't go 10 pages in, or I read to 15 and I didn't want to go any further. But that's good, because then I'm done with that. I can go on to another division under that big umbrella. So I keep it going. You have to keep it going.
So you have a giant spreadsheet for each person?
No, I don't have a giant spreadsheet. I used to have a log, but I have an electronic thing, but it isn't like a big spreadsheet, no.
I just had a vision of you with all these, and I know you have a lot of manuscripts, and I just said, how does she keep up with all of those?
Yeah, well, I can't explain it, I just do.
How do you get paid?
The only way an agent gets paid is when we sell something. So it's a lot of my time and energy and my devotion that quite often doesn't even pay off at all.
Well, is that why you're maybe focused on the big 5, possibly 6, because you get a percentage of the advance? I mean, I've heard a lot of agents these days.
The only reason I am focusing on these bigger publishers is because I believe you have to address the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to be addressing. You can't just say, "Oh, this is going to be good enough for so and so." No, you really, if you've put that time in, then you need to address the real marketplace.
Yeah. Well, for literary fiction, I mean, do you think agents are still willing to take on clients who may not fit into the big conglomerates, who want to go straight to a university press or an indie press where they have a great...
Well, then there's absolutely, if you are saying, I know this is for a university press,
mm-hmm.
then there is no reason to go to an agent, because the university presses they have their contracts.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be
So
negotiated.
Okay. Yeah.
I ultimately, what I love to do is negotiate contracts.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also thought, I mean, because everything's online now. You can look at publishing contracts, and they're not, if you have an education, they're not that complicated.
That's good.
Well, if you spend some time on it, I mean, and I had to negotiate a contract with my acquisitions editor for the UK press, and what I didn't realize is that I was being CC'd with my editor, who I'd worked with on the manuscript for this contract.
Yeah.
And I'm responding, from a business point of view. I'm like, I want X, Y, and Z in my contract, and I'm kind of...
Well, that's very interesting
but
that
you
already knew
what I'm
that
saying
you wanted...
Is, well, anybody, it's not that complicated.
No,
I mean,
I'm sorry. I really have to disagree with you, because, first of all, that you said, I want X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with most writers.
Well, what I'm saying is it left a sour taste in the mouth of the editor that I was working with on the manuscript.
But that is why publishers don't want to deal directly with writers, because that sours that relationship where I can ask.
You serve as a buffer between the
well,
writer
right,
and the editor.
and of course I know what a standard contract looks like. That's not what I'm going to have my authors sign.
Yeah.
That's what the agent brings to the table.
Well, the Authors Guild they have a sample contract written from the writer's point of view, and it shows you exactly what the ideal contract would look like, and you can go paragraph by paragraph, and it's very standard. I'm not trying to say that what you're doing is not valuable, but I think with everything, with the information all out there online, that's one thing that an agent can really do, is provide. It's like working with a real estate agent. You don't want to be, you're a buyer, you don't want to be the one fighting, arguing with the sellers. You want to say, okay, talk to my agent about this.
Yeah.
That way you can focus on the creative aspect and and not, because I don't want my editor going in, oh, this guy's asking for all this stuff, thinking.
And editors don't want us to do that either.
Too,
but no, I'm not I'm clearly not conveying, I guess, something to you, but maybe it would be better if there were